Hi, everybody. Hope you're well. Bit of a miserable day today. My boys are here at home because it's primary school deep cleaning day today, and I'm hoping that they've not found their way to their smartphones just yet. Always a struggle, isn't it? I hope you're all doing well, whatever your situations are, and you're keeping in touch with colleagues. I know lots of people just set a bit of time aside to have a chat with each other in the way that you would normally do in the office. So I hope you're doing that because that's just so important. A couple of things from me today. So, Joint Strategic Committee met last night, really packed agenda, and probably the document I'd point out most is something called And Then. I'll send it round to you, but it maps out what the councils want to really prioritise as we sort of return to a semblance of normality in terms of bars, restaurants, shops opening, and so on. So there's a bunch of things in there which we think we need to be doing to help improve things for local businesses and local communities. So do check that out. I'll send it round. On another sort of front, in terms of sustainability, it's really great that we've recently, albeit remotely, managed to recruit a couple of uh, people to Francesca Iliff's team, a sustainability officer and a carbon reduction manager. We've got one more post to fill, a project manager post in the carbon reduction team. The carbon reduction team is going to be very, very busy transitioning as many of our buildings as possible to green energy. The aim is to move away from gas as far as possible and as quickly as possible. And also, we're really clear about transitioning our transport. So that's our fleet of vehicles. The HGVs, the bin lorries are going to be a real struggle, but we're sort of developing a bit of a strategy around that. But some of the smaller vehicles will be moving to electric as soon as possible. And also, in terms of staff travel, we'll be encouraging everybody to move to greener forms of travel. Not only is it good for the environment, but obviously good for health and well-being. And kind of linked to that is the Worthing Integrated Health Centre on the town hall site, Stoke Abbott Road, and that's going to be starting early next year. So what will happen is the car park will close because it will become a building site, and we're not going to be re-providing car parking, but of course there will be car parking available nearby. The town centre worker deal will be available to people, but clearly we need to move everybody as fast as we can to greener forms of travel, healthier travel. So we'll be doing quite a bit of work with the new sustainability officer helping to develop better, greener options for folk. The EasyIt travel scheme is in place, and obviously during COVID, public transport is a bit of a challenge, but there's also the bike purchase scheme, which is a discounted scheme through your salary. So that's always worth looking at, as well as thinking about walking even in the rain. So, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, yeah, a really important area of work, I think, and a kind of a principle of work, which I think we're starting to get really clear about and good at. So, Caroline Squires and working with the Revenues and Benefits team recently, all of our customer service agents have done some really, really great work doing proactive calls out to customers who are just starting to miss their council tax payments. And some of the feedback the team have got from people, really, really appreciative of the call, feeling really supported. Sometimes we refer people to the community response team to help them with essentials like food, but often they just need to feel clear about what's expected of them. And lots of people have caught up and made payments. And I think that's just a really great example of how, if we're able to create the space to do more proactive and early intervention work, actually it pays dividends both to residents and to our teams. They feel much more satisfied doing that kind of work rather than working in crisis more. So I'm really pleased about that. And we've seen prevention type activity being done in homelessness as well, where we're working with tenants who are starting to struggle, potentially going to be working towards eviction, being supported, people helping look at their money situation, look at their circumstances, provide support, and maintain those tenancies, which is a virtuous circle of people keeping roofs over their head, but also costs to the public sector, because we're responsible for housing people who become homeless, keeping those costs down. So really, really good, interesting work. And I think it's a theme that we should think about in our daily practice. When can we intervene earlier? How might that help? And what kind of benefits will that give to everybody? Anyway, I hope you have a good day and a good rest of the week. Hope the sun starts to break out at some point, and see you soon. Okay, bye.